What are you guys doing? We're going to start the day off by me showing you how to make your very own homemade classic Italian gnocchi, but this is a vegan and gluten-free version, and I promise you it does not disappoint. It's just like the original. May I say, even a little bit better. You will love it. So let's get started. First things first, you want to boil some potatoes just like you were going to make mashed potatoes, because that's essentially what we're going to do. We're going to mash potatoes up and use it in the gnocchi. At the same time, get whatever sauce you like ready on the stove top to add to your gnocchi once it's finished. So my potatoes are all soft and ready to be mashed. You can mash them however you find it easier to do. I use a fork, or you can use a potato masher, which might be a little bit easier. Add in some olive oil to taste and to make it a little bit creamier and easy to mash together. Add in salt to taste as well so it's not too bland, and just keep mashing until it's super soft. So you want the consistency to be nice and fluffy, just like super fluffy mashed potatoes. It's nice and simple. And then you're going to add in your flour. Now the flour that I use is always Bob's Red Mill gluten-free flour. It's the best that I've ever found to use for any gluten-free recipe for baking, gnocchi, muffins, pancakes, everything. It's always what I use whenever you see my videos. So keep adding in flour until you get the perfect consistency. I would say you want it to be about 50-50 flour and potato, but as you mix it, you'll get the feel of what it should be. And you want the consistency to be soft, not overly soft or overly sticky, and not too hard. You want it to be nice and malleable, just like this, so that you can roll it nicely into chunks without it falling apart and without it being too sticky or too soft. If you have to add in more oil, you can also do that if it becomes too dry. So here I have my bowl of the dough and a bowl for the finished gnocchi before I put it in the water. You want to prep your board with flour so that it doesn't stick, and then you can roll it into bits and chop it up. Make sure you have a good knife to use as well so it chops really cleanly. So roll it out just like this, and if it's falling apart, you might want to adjust the consistency a little bit. And then whenever you have it the desired width and thickness, just use your knife and chop into little bits like this. There's other ways you can make the dough and the gnocchi a little bit more fancy. You can use a fork and push down on the gnocchi to make little designs in it or little grooves in it, and that's really yummy as well. But this is the quickest, most simple way to make the gnocchi. Also, I find with gluten-free flour, you do need to squish it a little bit out in your hands beforehand because it doesn't have the gluten to stretch the dough really easily. But when you roll it out like this, it's quite amazing how much the texture is just like regular wheat. So make sure you add a little bit of flour to each piece as well. That's why I'm rolling it on the cutting board. And then throw it into the bowl, because once that metal bowl there fills up with your gnocchi, we're going to add it to the hot water. So make sure while you're doing this, you do have a big pot of hot water boiling on the stove. Before you add your gnocchi, you want to make sure that the water is boiling. It's not almost there, it's fully boiling. This is also something super fun for the kids to help you out with, and it's super funny to see how their gnocchi turns out once they boil it, and they just really enjoy eating it. So I have my metal bowl of gnocchi ready, and I add it to super boiling water just like this. And you want to stir it one time just to make sure that it's not all going to stick together. And the way that you know it's ready is when the gnocchi starts floating to the top just like this. The moment you see it floating to the top is the moment it's ready. Do not boil any longer or it will become absolute mush. And And there you have it, your very own bowl of homemade vegan gluten-free version of gnocchi. Now if you want to stick around, let's head outside. We're still watching this beautiful robin sitting on her nest, waiting for her little babies to hatch. It's a beautiful day today and we had a beautiful rain. We're getting super busy today planting our berry bushes. We have lots of blueberries that we're trying to get to come up, and elderberry as well. And our fruit trees are being planted today too. Lots of pear and apple and cherry. The kids are hanging outside with chickens, just having fun. And Blue is relaxing in the grass. I'm going to get started in the barn and grab some hay, and we're going to mulch our large garden bed that we just made. This is all the hay mulch that I got from my neighbor. We're going to clip it all open and spread it all over the garden bed. Another tip for today, don't use dull clippers. Buy brand new ones. Don't take what you've been using in the city and neglecting for all those years.
Get all the mulch. Throw it all down. Throw it all down. Yay! Do it again. Throw it. Throw it all down.
And I think we made perfect timing because it looks like it's about to rain. Thanks for coming along with me today, and feel free to subscribe for more vegan recipes and more videos on our country life.